Hey guys, Joe here. If you want to subscribe, it's Galactica4411. Well, today we're not going to be doing a nano video, but what we will be doing is taking apart the Trex 500. Well, not taking it apart, but swapping out the head for a fly barless head. You know, it's my mate's Trex 500, and we did get the blade grips in, and so it won't be a reconstruction. It'll basically be me taking the head apart and getting it set up for the fly barless parts. Let's bring the camera in a little closer so that you can check it out and see what we have, see what I'm faced with. Okay, so we have the camera in a little closer, and like I said, it's the Trex 500. And as I mentioned in the other video, we're going to be using the Spectrum unit. Like I said, everyone knows what that looks like. Hope you can see it. I know it's kind of bright. And we got the blade grips in. And swash. Sorry for the white out on the reflection, the light reflection. And the other assorted parts for the head. Also have the feathering shaft, couple of feathering shafts and some washers, thrust bearings. So let's get started with, let's take the canopy off, check her out, put all our parts aside. So it'll be interesting for me because I don't know, this is something new. But, okay, let me get my tools ready. So first things first. First we're going to get the blades out the way. You know, the less parts in the way, the better it should go. I don't know why I'm showing this part, because everyone knows how to remove blades, you know. But I figured, hey, why not? I'm doing it, so might as well show you. Get these out the way, fellas. Otherwise, let's say the head falls on the floor. You're not going to use the head again anyway, at least not on this ship. So I mean, still, if it falls on the floor and your blades are on, you mess up your blades. Okay, so anyway, so here's that little bolt I tried to get away. Got that rascal. So I came around to the other side because it'll probably be easier for me to work on this side of it. Also, I put in the my headphones, or my mic rather, because I can't stand yelling at the camera. So anyway, what we're gonna do now is move the blades out the way, and we're gonna take off the take the head off. And to take the head off, we got to loosen up the bolt on the bottom of the auto rotation gear. Oops. It's tough to do this and see the monitor also. So like I said, I'm just going to be tearing it down. I don't know how much building back up I'm going to be doing this evening. Kind of tired. The day kind of wore me out. Long day, but nobody wants to hear about that. Okay, I came around the other side of it. Moved the camera around. Came around the other side because it's better to work on this side. So now what I'm trying to do is push out the bolt, which isn't always easy. Okay, so what I did was, off camera, I took my driver here and pushed out the bolt. As you can see, the nut's still sitting on it of the bolt of my hand. So now the gear is free to turn independently from the shaft. As you can see, shaft spinning, gear is not. So now I'm going to loosen up the links from the servos so that I can pull the shaft out. Okay, so I pulled the links off, or popped them off. You can see links are free. Off of the swash, I have the anti-rotation gear. I have that, have the swash all pulled out of that. So it's all ready to come up and out now. So hopefully it'll just come out with no problems. Okay, here we go. Okay, we have the EXI head. I don't believe we're going to be reusing anything else off of this. Maybe he has a maybe my buddy has a an RC boat. Maybe he can use it as an anchor. I don't know. So now, while I have the head out, don't have a head inside the heli, I am going to maybe inspect the gears on the main gear, or the one-way bearing rather, not the gears, because the gears are right here, but inspect the one-way bearing and make sure maybe I'll put some white lithium grease in there. I know I hear a lot of things about don't use this kind of grease, use this kind of dry stuff, use this graphite, whatever. Well, I haven't had any problems with the one-way bearings, you know, by using white lithium grease. So I'm going to just check it, and if it needs some, I'm going to put some in. And doesn't look too dry, but I'm just gonna put a little squirt of white lithium grease in there just to make sure, you know, don't want anything happening when it could be prevented right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And this is what I use. I use it on the on my Trex and on the Outrage, and it seems to work fine, so I'm going to use it on his also. So here you see I reinserted the shaft, the main shaft sleeve, back into the main gear, and I worked in the white lithium grease into the one-way bearing. Hopefully that's focusing all right for you. Now when you do put the auto rotation gear back on, make sure that this washer here goes back in here. You don't want to forget that. Otherwise, if you do forget it, it may run good for one flight or two, but you're going to have some issues. Now when you put the auto rotation gear back on, you may see that the hole is not lined up with the main shaft sleeve. Well, in that case, all you have to do is rotate the two until the hole lines up. Alright, and if it's not perfect, or if you go past it like that, you just keep on spinning it until it comes back around. And now that the gear is all set, I'm just going to go ahead, put the gear back into the cavity. Oh yeah, now you can get a closer look at his frame halves. It's pretty good, right? But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stick this back into the cavity there, the gear cavity. And it's all set for the new shaft to go in now. So while I have the main shaft out, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of drops of this on the main bearings. You know, since they're open, you know, nothing in the way. Go ahead and do that real quick. Yep, so I'm just gonna, like I said,
A couple of drops up on the top one. Not too much. Just like I said, a couple of drops. A couple of drops on the bottom one. Not a lot. Like I said, you don't have to drench it. I know his maintenance is pretty good on him, so he hits it regularly anyway. So anyway, here's the box of goodies right here. Like I said, you get the main shaft, the head block, the DFC links, and the screws or the bolts, whatever you want to call them. Don't try to skimp and reuse the main shaft off of the fly bar head because the shaft is too long. You know, because DFC or fly barless, the shaft's a little, especially DFC. DFC, the shaft's a lot shorter. Well, not a lot, but it is shorter than the fly bar shaft. So don't try to reuse it. I mean, you may be able to get away with it on other fly barless systems, but not on DFC. Okay, so off camera I put the bolt back in it because it can get tricky sometime. But let me show you something real quick. We're already at 11 minutes, so I want to make this bring this part to a close. But if you have this kind of play in it, let me show you. See if you can see it. See that? You do not want that. That's a no-no for any kind of helo, especially a fly barless unit. See. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put a washer on that to fill that gap right there. And that's what you want to do too. But right now, like I said, we're already at 12 minutes, so what I'm going to do is bring this video to a close right now, and stay tuned for part 2 when I'll be reassembling the 500 helo. And that's it, guys, for part number 1. Peace, cheers, and thanks for watching.